When my wife gave birth, we thought the worst was over. But the real nightmare began the day we came home. A neighborhood woman, the HOA president, marched into our yard and demanded we hand over our newborn. What she didn't know, I'm a Navy SEAL, and I don't take threats lightly. After 3 days in the hospital, my wife, Rachel, and I finally brought home our baby girl, Ava. Rachel was exhausted but smiling, the kind of smile that says, everything's worth it. We pulled into our driveway in our quiet suburban neighborhood, happy to just breathe again. Rachel was wheeled out on a gurney, still in her hospital gown. I carefully cradled Ava in her arms. Neighbors waved, but one woman, in a hot pink blazer, just stood there, arms crossed. The woman stormed across our lawn, like she owned the block. "Excuse me," she barked. "You're violating HOA policy. No outside medical equipment on display. And no loud crying in the front yard." I blinked. Was she serious? Karen, that's what everyone called her, looked at Ava and said, "I'll take her inside. You clearly can't manage her properly out here." Rachel held Ava tighter, shocked. "What?" "She's my baby." Karen reached for our child. That's when my instincts kicked in. I stepped in front of Rachel, calm but firm. "You need to leave. Now." Karen smirked. "I'm the HOA president. I enforce the rules. If I say your child's a disruption, she is." I turned to Rachel. "Get inside. Lock the door." Karen wouldn't stop. She pulled out her phone. "I'm calling in a noise complaint and filing a code violation. You'll be fined. Maybe even removed from the neighborhood." I wasn't worried about fines. I made a quick call of my own to a few friends in the military police. Within minutes, a black van pulled up. 3 uniformed Navy security officers jumped out and approached calmly but firmly. "Ma'am, step away from the child," one of them ordered. Karen turned pale. "Wait, what is this?" One officer replied, "We're here on behalf of Lieutenant Commander Brooks." "That's me," Karen sputtered. You're military?" "I'm a Navy SEAL," I said, pulling out my credentials. "And you just tried to put your hands on my newborn child and harass my recovering wife." Karen was silent, shaking. "You're lucky this is just a warning," the officer added. "Next time, you'll be facing charges." Karen was escorted off our property. And just like that, the neighborhood felt safer. Later, other neighbors came over, apologizing for never speaking up before. Turns out, Karen had bullied many people, elderly couples, single moms, even kids. But no one had stood up to her until now. A week later, the HOA board voted to remove her from the presidency. Rachel and I finally got to enjoy being new parents, in peace. And as I held baby Ava in my arms at night, I whispered, "No one will ever hurt you while I'm around."